That's a pretty those are pretty popular here.
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary
Oh, you do have
agent.
Gatorade and Powerade. This is kind of like that, but it's more like like I don't know how to describe it really. I don't know how to describe it. Thank you, dear Toby. Thank you, dear Toby. Yes. Let's go to the Kew Gardens, my good man. We like sport more. It seems when I worked in the shop, that was always gone by 1 p.m. Wow. Hmm. Yeah, it's just like a healthy... It's just water, but it's like healthy water, I guess. Kind of. It's not necessarily something you would drink for energy, even though it does say energy on it.
Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
So I should have enough time. I might actually bleed over. I should have enough time to finish these. I guess the last case of this game isn't very long.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just
This game's
go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time.
This case seems somewhat lengthy.
How may I help you?
Definitely not the
If you are here
longest.
for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot.
But the last
wait.
case doesn't
My
seem
name
like
is
it's very long.
Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating
And then we'll be able to
the theft of plants that took
check out
place
the
here
new
5
Dead
days ago.
Rising. Yes.
A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you.
What were you
can
streaming,
tell us
Mama
about
Buttons?
the plants?
Doing
They
some
were
Tomb
rare
Raider
and
achievements?
exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were doing TR Legend.
No.
You
But
told me
I
that
would imagine
yesterday.
For a thief, it would be fairly easy to gain entry.
My
for
bad.
There are no guards here.
Well, if you
'Cause
don't
you said-
mind, we will take a look.
Because you
Now,
said you
say
didn't
that
like
it is
the
in
controls.
large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
A spooter invaded, got killed via book we carried on. Uh-oh.
Here it
You
is.
killed a
This is the
poor
place where
innocent
the stolen
life.
plants were exhibited.
How dare you?
Thank you.
How
Is
dare?
there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
I didn't
We're
pay the
very
rent.
sorry.
Ooh, damn.
Not aware.
Remind me never
Two
to
of your
move in
good
with you
friends.
then. If that's what's going to happen if I
It was my
forget to pay the
father.
rent.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the
Can't
doors
kill
of
you
the
with book.
colonial
I mean, you
trench.
never know.
He suffered a heart attack,
One good
Just like
smack.
so suddenly.
One good
It's terrible.
gobsmack on the side of the
Excuse
temple
me,
and...
gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand. The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
Do not touch.
Here is a list of the stolen plants. According to Albert, This is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead. The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
But I wouldn't. We like you. You only have 4 limbs, an acceptable number. Yes. Yes. I'm not a spider, I promise. There's no telling Tad's scale. He may only be 6 inches tall. Yes.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it. Blood. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound.
Like something a spooter would say. Exactly.
Of a flower pot.
You can never tell. You can never tell. This could all just be a ploy. My webcam may be someone else, and I'm actually a spider talking to you right now. Dun dun dun. Whoops.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower
Take
pot
a look
recently fell
at
down
this.
from these shelves and was
Signified
misplaced.
just subscribed. Take a look at this. Signified 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 just subscribed.
Shut up, bitch!
There it is. It took me so long to find my redemption.
Take a look.
Signified just subscribed. Signified just subscribed. Signified just subscribed. There.
The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed. The esconson was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the colonial collection.
All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination.
Thank you for the
to make
resub,
sense of it all.
Dustin.
Very strange. The smell is strong. It is a detergent. These windows were perfectly cleaned. This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
Whoa.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in
That
a
was an
panic,
escutcheon, not an
or the door was
ensconson.
locked.
An escutcheon is a
Was it
metal
an
surrounding of a lock. An
accident
ensconson
or
is a part of a
murder
window
then,
frame.
I wonder?
What? You really knew that, Infra? Are you kidding me? You had to have looked that up. I've literally never heard it called that before. This is for Dustin. Hey, Ash. What up?
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Perform an autopsy on Montague Dunn. Elementary. Elementary, my dear Infra. I looked up the ensconson, but I knew the escutcheon. Good, just tired. Grim and I went to the gym today and it kicked your ass. Nice.
I asked Inspector Lestrade
Very
to take Montague Dunn's body
nice.
to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy.
I cleared a bunch of chicken cages today out of my gym, so gym streams returning win. Trademark.
This watch is of great value. A beautiful feather pen of a good make. A membership card for the London Crest Club.
Okay. You didn't want to mention the staff? Oh my god. It's closing
First
sniper.
of all, let us carry out an external examination.
Hey there, old chap.
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse. The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma. No redness, stings, or bruises. Nothing suspicious here. There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
Take a look.
Let us examine
Oh.
the internal organs.
Let's take a look. We're opening him up right now. We're going to see what's inside. Surprise! It's a heart. And a fart. And some lungs.
The lungs are congested and edematous. The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant. The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs. The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs. The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs. The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs. There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death. My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
we should inform Lestrade?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly
Holmes.
plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No, a few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Oh, Sherlock. That just reminded me that I gotta do the mortuary assistant and what's the autopsy simulator next month. Both. I'm doing both for Croctober. You can get the Tomb Raider Legend OST on Spotify. Did you store them behind the cathedral? You know, the hutch back of Notre Dame. The hunchback of Notre Dame. Inexpensive glasses. Dirty collar. Unmarried. gardener's hands.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the
Dunn.
late director of Kew
He's
Gardens.
quite done.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
Done became done.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say?
Ah,
He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it.
a little sippy sip from time to time.
And
He had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr.
Oh.
tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
You know what I kind of feel like playing right now? I always say this. It's always a random game from the long list of games I need to play. I kind of can't wait to play the next Pokemon game now, which I think would be Black and White. For the first time ever, by the way.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes.
Nothing
to help
larger
out
than
with
that, like the
greenhouses.
deadly elephant killing
In fact, she
vine.
should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Who is my top suspect?
Hmm.
I don't know, we're figuring that out right now.
Yes. the
Some guy
plants
got
were made.
poisoned by a
Also
poison
studied
plant
botany
here,
at
and we're trying to
University of
figure out
London.
how and why
Following
and
in your father's footsteps, then that is
who.
commendable.
Who, how,
Even
and
if
why.
botany is not my strongest suit,
Right now.
there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
I'm guessing this is his... Yeah, this is his son.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has
Kiton,
been
how are
cleared.
you?
Ah.
I think you
At the
Discorded
moment,
me
I'm
right
just
when I
dealing
was
with the
going
storage
live.
room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
Hello. Hello.
I imagine that your relationship
A new game
with
that
your
came out
father
called Hollow
may have
Body.
been a strained
Supposed to
one.
be like a futuristic nor
I cannot say that
Silent
he
Hill
was a kind
style
man.
game.
He never listened to me at all. He forced me to work
I
here.
feel like I wishlisted that
Now,
on Steam.
After his death,
Hmm.
I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after
Yeah, anything
all.
that gives like Silent Hill or
have to
Resident Evil
follow this
vibes that's
path.
from an indie
I have
company,
to
I'm
manage Kew
always down.
Gardens, and I can do it. I can be as good as
I'm
any
always
other who
I'm always
works here.
down for that.
Would you please tell us
Have you not
about
had one
Martin
where you're
Hamish,
been
the
like
deputy director?
you did it right
Well,
from
I
the
have to tell you
beginning?
that Mr. Hamish is not and has
You
never
did it
been
right
the
from the
deputy
beginning.
director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
No, not really.
Indeed. Well, that is most
Because I've been
interesting.
following along with
He
a
told
guide.
us that he was.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, because
To
he
make sure I
believes
get
that
all
the
the
management
achievements,
should
because
be
there's a
passed
lot of
down to him now that
collectibles
my
and
father is dead.
a lot of missable
In
crap.
actual fact,
If you do
Mr.
something
Hamish
wrong, you don't
only
won't
has
get the
honor of
achievement.
being the
Then you have to
garden's
replay it.
longest-serving employee.
So
In fact,
I've been
if we are to
following
be
along with what the
logically
guide wants me to do.
should be me who
At the
takes
same
over
time,
the
not
management of
spoiling
Kew
myself
Gardens.
too.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and
I like how in
cucumbers.
this game you
I
can
cannot
choose
say that
to
I share
like
his passion.
I see.
accuse
And
anybody.
how was his relationship with your father?
There's not really a right or a
hated
wrong
my
answer.
father.
You can
It was
accuse
obvious.
anybody.
He would be furious
and then you
whenever
can
my
end the
father
case
boasted
doing
of
that.
Kew Gardens in the newspapers
I think
or
that's
at
kind of
conferences.
cool.
He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for
Like,
himself.
even if you're like, nah, that
My
person
father
didn't do it,
treated
they're
Mr.
obviously
Hamish in the same
innocent.
way
You
as
can
he
still be
treated
like, yeah,
anyone,
they did it, and then
dismissing
end the
them
case.
with indifference.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon. A task list for Albert, compiled by Martin Hamish. Sweep out the farmhouse, scrub the toilets, clean the
Oh boy.
storage shed tools.
Scrub the toilets. Better be glad Razorback Hitman's not working here. That'd be a all-day task.
Farmhouse.
Ooh, this is cool. What's your thoughts on it so far? Do you like it? Yeah, it's not bad. I'll definitely play more of these. Yeah, Wait, this is where the murder was, wasn't it? Oh, no.
Water lily greenhouse. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Alright, maybe this is where I was at. Yeah, because this is where the murder was.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Someone else came along after you had, I guess, went to bed or something, and they said the Sherlock Devils game was really good. I can't remember who it was last night.
Control in some parts of the building.
Oh, it was Monica Denizen. She also vouched for the Sherlock Holmes Devils whatever game. She said it was really good. It was the only one she'd ever played.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens. Dry tropics. There is a smell of burning. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
It looks like a
protective mask. A broom handle was half burned. Someone set it alight, but it did not burn. A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handle to the Colonial Collection and that of the fireplace are made of the
this is
same
all the evidence
material.
for how they killed the guy. They tried to burn it in here.
The remains of a picture frame. The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
Yeah, exactly, Feats. That was a very old saguaro in the other room. They don't start branching until they are over 100 years old. Oh, you're talking about the cacti?
Look, Holmes, this charming lady must be Miss White. She's entering the seed house.
This is a pretty big place.
Colonial Collection. Dry Tropics. Water Lily Greenhouse. Palm House. Seed House. Ventilation System. Nursery. Director's Office, Cloakroom and Laboratory. A map of Kew Gardens.
Oh, there's a reserve? Oh, over here.
Reserve.
That's what I was missing. So someone must have put the plants into the ventilation system while wearing the gas mask to kill the guy. I'd say.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. A water tank. A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. Open.
Open.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you, too. But
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great
He opened the door with
detective?
his voice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and
Yes,
clip
I am
that.
he.
That was pretty funny.
What a
I've never
pleasure
heard
to
him
see
do
you
that
here at
before while I
Kew
was opening the door.
Gardens. Are you
Open!
working on a
Shh.
case?
That's Sherlock Holmes for you, though. Doesn't surprise me. Expensive perfume. This is a lady of class. Pink marks. Poor family. Oh, she came from a poor family. I'm missing. Oh. No. I'm missing one. What am I missing? It's got to be something on her face. Oh. Wow. How would you ever guess that? Unmarried. Okay.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh, yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Is Watson fond of
Yes.
this lady?
The director was a truly
He's acting all
good
different.
man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
He found it important she was unmarried.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Temporary.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious. Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants. These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used. This place serves as Albert's office. This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system. Locked.
Locked. Just say open,
sir.
Sherlock. Just say open and the doors will open for you. Miss Scarlet in the kitchen with the rope. Scarlet from Silent Hill Homecoming.
Locked.
Stupid man thing!
Jesus. Sorry, Lady D. I apologize.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before, and now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so.
Okay,
and
I'm
I
already
can only
feeling
give him
like
tasks.
the son killed his
Botany
father
is not
and
his
the
life's
girl
work,
was
and his father
in on it
well
with him
knew it.
since they knew each other from college.
He was.
And she probably put him up to
Yes.
it.
He
She's like,
forced his son to
oh,
work here, and he
with your
never missed an
father out of the
opportunity
way,
to
this whole
criticize him publicly.
botanic garden would be
Are you
yours.
able to elaborate on that?
Here's my boobies.
For
And he's like,
example, with our last
he came up with a
exhibition
plan to
here,
kill his
Mr.
father.
Dunn had Albert
That's my
make a
guess on this
presentation
case.
speech.
We'll see if I'm right.
But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity.
One more step in my
Miss
towards the
White.
direction of my
Would
theory.
you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss
Alright,
White
Feets.
not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Safe travels.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation. Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Yeah, we'll be seeing you soon, motherfucker.
Locked.
Locked. No. Open. My theory is that it's a love triangle between this guy and the son and Miss White. Gardner killed the father while actually trying to kill the son.
Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens. Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste. French wine. A remarkable vintage. A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
Whoa, hold them imprisoned.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Oh, he was keeping a debt. He was keeping a debt on her.
Locked.
Locked. Open. I am Sherlock Holmes.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Wow. Thanks, Watson.
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments. It appears as though the protective equipment...
Guess what I found in the shop today? Coca-Cola Oreo flavor. Report your findings back to class. Yeah, let me know how they are.
Gloves. Waterproof aprons. Everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals. A botany book.
University of Cambridge.
This student's book belongs to Albert.
A phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
Edison. Edison brand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Study report.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
Ah.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Toby. We require Toby.
The employee's cloakroom. Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Hold on. Let me check something. Ah. Okay. Oops. No. Right. There we go. Okay.
Open.
Haha! We just skipped the puzzle and Sherlock says open and the door opens. Hell yeah, that's how we do it.
Miss White's locker. These jewels must be worth a small fortune. Apparently, Miss White is a capable student. A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
Asking for money from back home. Accept my help. Yep. Yep.
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
Well, she didn't mind buying expensive things. Yeah. Yeah. She moved off to a new place and got a change of heart from being poor. Yeah, I can see where this one's going. I can see where this case is going.
Martin Hamish's locker. A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces. Father and I, Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting. Albert's locker. Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea. A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College. A picture of Miss White and Albert in front of the University of London.
And they seem to get along.
Yeah, there's a little bit of
ass, titties, ass and titties, ass, titties, titties, ass and titties.
I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Move, dear Watson. Haven't been in here yet.
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery. We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing, but it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens. This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition. A thesis written by Martin Hamish. A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office. An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year. A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish.
So needless to say, he's good at growing plants. Ah, there's the chunk that's missing.
I am curious if the marble that we found will... Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common. It is a bust of Montague Dunn. The seeds of plant species are stored here. Locked.
Open. How do I get back to... nursery? Ah, here we go. It's too bad this is an arboretum instead of a hotel. Then he could have been done in at the Dun Inn.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
Liar.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was,
Man,
he declared himself as the master of Kew
I'm
Gardens.
starting... Should I
Fame
just do a
meant
regular
nothing to my
playthrough of Dead
father.
Rising?
So it was easy for Mr.
I
Dunn
don't think I
take
want
all
to
the
spend
credit.
all my time just farming for the Mega Buster.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the
I think I might
nursery.
just do a casual run.
Bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently. Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation. I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
Liar.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
To Baker Street, Watson.
Here it is. Here it is. The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here. Here it is. Here it is. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
Toby.
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do.
The
Let
greatest.
us go to Kew Gardens.
The greatest nose in England. We get more Toby gameplay. The best part of the game.
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance. Search, Toby. Search.
Toby gameplay. The next Sherlock game needs to be Toby Holmes. Crime Dog. Sniff this thing that kills someone by inhaling it.
Congratulations, Toby.
Yeah, right.
Now let us see what you have found. This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes. A tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle. Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
And hopefully not a dead nose. After sniffing that. He was killed by tequila. Ooh, tequila.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis. This is the bottle that we found hidden at Kew Gardens. Let us use a pipette to take a sample of the liquid and fill a test tube.
Pipette.
A colorless, water-based liquid. Quite a strong floral aroma.
Taste it.
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
Jesus, Sherlock.
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
God, it's crazy.
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I need to take a pipette and make several drops of the reagent. Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
Bitter generally means alkaline, and many alkaloids are quite poisonous. Yeah, like drinking battery fluid.
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is
Ooh.
remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
Ooh, look at this place. Me likey. Oh. Can I live here?
A fragment of a flower pot. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here. the Kew Gardens symbol.
Hello, sir. I don't mean to interrupt your Tai Chi, but...
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock.
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance. Do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcome you are. To introduce myself I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
He's talking like Yoda.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
It's Yoda. He's talking like Yoda. Ooh, chemical practice. Interesting.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate, glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Our God King's name is Treewan, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, good, I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy they are.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said.
Dump? Did he say dump?
From us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do.
They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Dang.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
I still want to move in here. Ooh, nice. Drugs.
That should be the raw sap that the green
Cocaine?
spoke of.
Is he?
What? Delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Opium. Yeah. Opium dens.
The list of plant friends and benefactors, lawyers, well-known manufacturers, political leaders. This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
Uh-oh. Excuse me.
This must be Trewan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
Tree one. This place is awesome.
Praise the grand tree. Praise it.
Hmm. Caterpillars.
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
All of them?
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
Okay. Just take all their plants. I'm sure they'll be fine with that.
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
Is opium considered an illegal narcotic?
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens. That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
Yeah, because in like the Wild West, they had opium dens, right? In America. Whoa. Stereotypically a Chinese addiction and was used in many racism. Oh. I'm sure probably a lot of Americans fell for it too, though. Less prevalent in most histories. It was played up in drug hysterias like marijuana was in the 50s with reefer madness. Oh, yeah, yeah. Dune was poisoned. Hamish's motive. Set up the experiment. Disagreement. Release Miss White from her position. Ah. Theft and murder. Albert had a motive to kill his father. Yeah. Sounds like there was troubles in paradise. Divine Syndicate planned the death of Montague Dunn, involved a dispute done over the stolen plants.
Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
All right. Time for an experiment.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask. How interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism. I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
Whoops. Nope. Put back.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
Whoops. Oh.
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it. It appears to have fallen inactive after being disturbed. My word! It shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagined that its reaction would be ferocious if I increased the strength of my attack.
Oh, they were open? You went to a different one? Oh. Just throw it out. Just leave it on the counter. I'll throw it out to the... No. Open up.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
Chain reactions.
Toxic gas with spores.
Dang, look at that.
Extraordinary.
Hey, there's no prize?
The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim.
You look cute when you eat those fries.
There's no
Precisely
prize.
the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too
Those are the
early,
fries.
Watson. Our suspects will be there.
Jesus.
Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Are they not the same? Oh. Coke, have you ever had Whataburger? I don't think they have those up north. Oh, drink too. Wow. No. Coke, he needs to come to QuakeCon next year.
Are
Oh,
you
yeah.
aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the
You had
day of his
Whataburger
death?
once on your way through Oklahoma
Yes,
City?
of course.
Nice.
I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30.
Are you planning on coming back
He
through
appeared
again?
quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation. Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious?
Hey.
Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care
No.
of Lysa, something, or
Ah.
Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spend so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Come up here to
Yes,
CokeCon.
he came
We'd
here
be
with
the only
Mr.
two
Hamish
there.
for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
No.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times.
Your wife's parents on the
I
other
also
side
saw
of the
him
country
returning
passed
from
away.
talking with Miss
Oh,
White.
that's why you came
That
through
was at
Oklahoma.
10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Puns in person.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
I'm still sussy. I think the son and the woman were in cahoots. Just saying. Where's she at? She went over here, didn't she? Lady, where are you? Seed house. Oh, there she is. Pick up Roxas on the way. That means I have to drive through hell to get to you, though.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing?
Would you
upon the
really
day
do
of
that
his
to me?
death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
That's the cool thing about this game. I was saying earlier to Mama Buttons, who's also played this, is that at the end of each case, you can actually accuse anybody, and then the case will be over. So that's kind of cool.
An experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Thank you, miss.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
What is wrong with you, Watson? Why are you running around in circles? Picked a really stupid choice. They would show a complicated reason why you were in fact correct. I think that's kind of how you can do it in this game, actually. Colonial Collection Room. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not my imagination. This is my imagination. Okay. Wait, hold on. Inhaling. Okay. Watch the sequence. No milkshake, you can't have my burger.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
Okay, this is starting to get intriguing.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What a very convoluted way to kill somebody. But I guess that's the point, isn't it? So this would be the place to turn this on. Ah, there you go.
The power is on. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working. Before I activate the fan, I need to check if the interior of the Colonial Collection Room can be seen from here.
Oh, I see what happened now.
From
Okay.
here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room. Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one. We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection
Yep.
Room through this window.
There's Watson.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
Hopefully he's not dead.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
All right. All right, link any remaining clues. Do not select the node below Hamish's. Okay, that's all the clues. All right. Do not select the node below Hamish's motive. Do not select this one. Sect is not involved. Partial theft. Albert studies. Sect is White's knowledge. Partial theft. Partial theft. Oh, partial theft. Okay. Albert killed Dunn. Albert killed his own father, Montague Dunn. Dunn had humiliated his son repeatedly, obstructing his dreams and bringing us to... See, it gives you multiple options. You can just be like, okay, I want this one, and then that's it. Albert's lack of experience. Sect is not involved. White's situation. Disagreement. White's knowledge. Deduction that White killed Dunn. Margaret White killed Montague Dunn. Her professional ambition and personal situation had been damaged by the breakup with Dunn. But that's not it. So we need to get to each of these conclusions for the achievement. Dunn was poisoned. Sect is not involved. Hamish's motive. Hamish's opportunity.
Stick your finger in
White's
my
lack.
ass.
Whoa. Whoa. White's lack of experience. Hamish is guilty.
Previously on Hardline. Oh, it crashed.
Whoa. Albert studies. Partial theft. Sect stole everything. Sex scheme. Sex scheme. You remember this game, Mr. Cantot? What the hell? Thank you for the channel redemptions, by the way. Hamish's motive. So can I select this one now? Hamish's opportunity? Yeah, there it is. So now I should get White's lack of experience.
Do I have your attention now?
Albert's lack of White's lack of experience. Arrest Martin Hamish. Albert's lack of experience. I don't see White's lack of experience. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Okay. Is this the first one? Yup, apparently this is the first one. I've not played any of the other ones before. Excuse me. Puzzles were crazy. Yeah, especially considering if you want get all the achievements in this game, you have to come up with all possible conclusions that you can pick from in every case. And if you connect one of those without doing some other stuff, you're locked out of it and you have to replay the whole case over. Kind of annoying, but you have to like specifically make sure you connect the right ones before they're like you're soft locked out of it. So I was very heavily following a guide there to make sure I got the ones I needed.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty
We're
of Montague Dunn.
we're at the end of this case, by the way.
I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Use the guide eventually too, yeah. I don't know how you'd get all the achievements without using a guide. Because some of these like choices are really particular. So you remember this game? You remember the case? The cases here? I'm in the Botany Gardens. I guess there's one more case, the last one, which doesn't look very long.
Inspector.
And then
I
we'll be
came
on
here
Dead
as quickly as I
Rising.
could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Why? We'll be on Dead Rising, which unlocks for me in about 7 minutes.
Did I just hear you
Holmes,
say
my
3 minutes?
Oh my.
We found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish.
Uh-oh. Well, this changes things.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
This changes things. Hard copy comes out later. I got it on my Xbox here. Right there, baby, right there. All I got to do is click that button. I don't know. I don't think it'll let me install it yet. I got 7 more minutes. Very much having his blood on my hands. We how much is a suicide note. Yeah.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Something tells me this isn't.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
He was unable to run. Therefore, we should find out if he has sufficient time to lock the door room and activate the ventilation system. Mm-hmm. Yup. Yup. Talk to Lestrade. Club sandwich, yeah.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
The drag marks at the
No,
beginning.
I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
That's the second
The map
time.
at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
That's the second time they've name dropped the Jack the
Let
Ripper.
us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that
Oh,
morning.
oh boy. Okay. Okay. Albert meets Montague and Norton at the Seed House at 9:30. Martin Hamish returns to the Seed House at 9:50. Montague, Dunn, and Hamish go out to the backyard at 9:40. Montague Dunn is in the Dry Tropics room at 9:50. Miss White is talking to Martin in the lab at 10. The Sherlock never loses. Yeah. Miss White joins Hamish and Albert at the Water Lily greenhouse at 10:40. Montague Dunn is poisoned at 10:30. Martin Hamish returns after talking with Miss White at 10:10. Albert saw Hamish returning from Miss White at 10:10. Ooh. So this is when how it went down, huh?
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Okay. All right. Dunn was poisoned. Sect is not involved. Hamish's motive. Hamish's opportunity. Hamish is guilty. Albert's lack of experience. Albert's motive. Is that this one? Yeah. Albert is not involved. White is not involved. Hamish did it alone. Committed the murder alone. He loathed Montague Dunn because of the treatment of Hamish's father. Hamish had enough time to lock Dunn in and activate the ventilation from his workplace. Which is wrong, because he was a club foot. He didn't have enough time to do it. But we need to have this menu up for the achievement. Because you have to have all possible blames for the achievement. Alright, so now for the next option that we could go with, which is sect is not involved, Hamish's motive, Hamish opportunity, Hamish is guilty, Albert's lack of Albert had time. White is not involved. Albert is an accomplice. Yeah. Albert was Hamish's accomplice in killing Montague. Humiliated repeatedly his father and denied his dreams. Albert resolved to aid and abet the murderer. Okay. But do not confirm it. Alright. And then the last one is sect is not involved. Hamish's opportunity. Motive opportunity. Hamish is guilty. So Hamish was guilty no matter what? Interesting. Albert's motive. Albert's lack of experience. Theft and murder. Partial theft. Hamish acted alone. Albert is not involved. White had time. White's situation, disagreement, White's lack of experience. White is an accomplice. Could be that Miss White helped Hamish to kill Albert, but mistakenly killed the father, and then she killed Hamish to cover it up. Could be, yeah. Margaret White was Martin Hamish's accomplice in killing Montague. Her professional ambition and personal situation had been damaged by the breakup with Dunn. Condemn Miss White. This is the option we're going with. Miss White is a dangerous woman, very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder for monetary gain. She flirted with Dunn's son, Albert, and later pushed Martin Hamish to suicide. She deserves the rope. That's it.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining. The deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side. No, stop!
Mm-mm. Nope. What is she doing?
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Watson, get ready.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Nope. Damn, that was quick. That give you like a split second. That gave you like less than a second to like aim for her hand, and Jesus, it could have been a little lax on the QTE there. This is an achievement, by the way. You can't let her kill herself. I hope it didn't save. How far back is it? It's set on White and his accomplice. So I'm guessing it saved all the other ones. I hope so. Okay, so we just have to replay this cutscene again. Can I skip these?
But Holmes,
It is.
Oh, I can't skip these.
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
That's the third one.
No, it's too late.
Okay, it's got to be this one. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
All right.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
There we go. All right, one case left. Oh, Dead Rising's ready.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have. Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
Do you think the installation for Dead Rising automatically started, or do I have to trigger it by clicking
I
it?
can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Well, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, 'cause I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner. Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
All right, since all the animals are in here, let me take a quick BRB.
I'm third to redeem at today's Twitch stream.
Oh, Amy's here. Hello. Where's Toby? This should unlock the Toby trophy.
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's youngest.
Yay. I'm a dog fancier. Mama Button should be happy about that. Hey, hey. Man, I really hope loading that last one kept the, because that's like the most annoying achievement in the game. Complete the game. 6 correct conclusions for all 6 cases. This one right here. Reach all possible conclusions in the game. That's the tough one. Am I a fancier dog? I don't know. I don't know. Ooh. We're in the streets of London. Nice.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes. Is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stout fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
1988.
Statements. You have witnesses?
Jack the Ripper back in 1988.
So I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the 2 victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me. The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance. This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens. A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. This shard of wood is quite new. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vicotti must have done some time there.
Westgate. Isn't that the prison in Dishonored?
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. Brian Vicotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Hey, Shane. What's up? You ready to go to TwitchCon? It's this weekend, isn't it? Umbrella Jill! What's up? Welcome in. It's called Coldridge in Dishonored.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Barrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
But before we do that, I'm at work. I mean, TwitchCon. I mean, wait, are you at TwitchCon, Umbrella Jill? I miss seeing Dustin and Tad at TwitchCon. Was it Sev, two buff dudes? No, I'm not. I'm just talking shit. Oh, you got me. You got me. I was like, wait, how were you streaming Cuphead earlier today and now you're at Twitch? I mean, I guess if you live in California, I guess you could have done that. But that's cool. Did you actually finish Cuphead? You're at work? Ah, okay. Well, thanks for coming by during work. I appreciate it. Yeah, I miss going to TwitchCon. That was 2019. I don't know. I consider going next year. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. I didn't like put it in my plans or anything to go this year because I figured that I was going to be out of state working this weekend. And then come to find out, I didn't even end up going anyway. So I'm actually home this weekend for TwitchCon. So if I had known this, you know, a year ago, I could have planned to try to go to TwitchCon this year. Is it in San Diego? Is it back in San Diego again? Or is it in Vegas? One day soon? Yeah. It's pretty fun. When me and my friend went in 2019 and it's in San Diego. Okay. Me and my friend went back in 2019 when it was in San Diego and we had so much fun just checking out the Pacific Ocean, the beach. We went to a Zen garden. We went to the San Diego Zoo. We went to a haunted house, the Whaley House. And we met Shane there in person and some other friends. And yeah, it was kind of fun. Oh, you meant beating one day soon. You'll beat Cuphead. Okay. I got you. Okay. I've heard how hard that game is. So I don't envy you at all trying to beat it. But you did say you enjoyed it during your stream. So
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen
Okay.
or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from
well, Shane, I
outside.
hope you have a lot of fun at
Please
TwitchCon
continue.
this weekend.
I quickly got up. And I
They're gonna
grabbed
do a
lamp from my
GDQ at
nightstand,
there this
and I
weekend, aren't
rushed
they?
towards the
Again,
window.
like when we were there.
I looked down, and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
Have you played any of these games before, Umbrella
He
Jill?
rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
This is my first one, so I didn't really know what to expect when I
Mr. Turner,
started
did you
this.
see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
When it was fun, so the police arrived. However, this conflict with Marrow's statement as the constable did not see anyone at the window. Wiggins. Polly Powell.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those.
Hey, Feets, welcome back.
All of a sudden, a young
Glad you made it
man
home from
ran up
work.
Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him because of the flashes from the fireworks.
How's the sleuthing going?
And then?
It's going all right.
As loud as I could.
I'm on the
I
last
knew that
case.
a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity.
2
He had
dead
no
guys in an
time to
alley in
escape.
London.
2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very
This
same
one doesn't
street
look
and heard
very
him
long,
talking
and then
about
right
horrible
after this we'll
murder.
go into Dead Rising. I know I got an ad going right now, so I don't know if Umbrella Jill can
Mrs.
hear me
Powell,
right now.
Did you hear the gunshots?
I'll wait just in case.
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street?
Stupid Twitch
prior
ads.
to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir. I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
You can hear it because I accidentally paid for 1 month of Turbo. Okay, cool. So yeah, I asked if you had played any of these games, these Sherlock games before. Because this is my first one. I didn't really know what to expect when I first started playing this last night. But I actually kind of enjoy it. It's been pretty fun. It's kind of a, like, in the ilk of, like, the CSI games and almost kind of like the Phoenix Wright games a little bit. Obviously not 1 for 1, but this is the latest one I beat, so there are like 2 more. Oh yeah. So I've heard from some other people that have come by that like the Devils, something Devils or something. Devils, Sherlock Devils or something. That everyone said that's a really good one. So I'm gonna look into that one.
This mirror is turned
Devil's
toward
Daughter.
Half
Yeah,
Moon
that's the
Street.
one. That's the one. Yeah. Everyone has said that one's pretty good. So I'm gonna have to look into that one. That's cool though. You played like CSI and Phoenix, right? I've never really knew anybody that's actually played both of those games. Obviously, a lot of people have played Phoenix Wright games, but CSI is kind of niche, so that's pretty cool. Still gotta play them. Kind of want to go back and 100% this one. Didn't, and now I forgot everything. Oh yeah, I'm totally using a guide. Like I don't care.
Stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
I'm totally using a guide because I'm going for all the achievements, and some of these achievements are really finicky. If you get like one thing wrong, you have to play the whole thing over. So I'm trying not to spoil myself with a guide, but I'm also using the guide to make sure I get everything right, so I get all the achievements. So I'm working through one of the DS ones. Oh, on the CSI games. Nice. I've got the two that were on the 360. Not really ever heard of anyone that's played the CSI games. So that's cool.
It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
So he was lying. He was lying to me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
He was lying.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here.
Host? You hosted me? Roxas? I think I played those two and a couple on PC, and then that DS one. The NCIS game is not as good. Oh my god, you played a ton of them. I didn't even know there was an NCIS game or one on the DS. Dang. You're a crime sleuthing master, Umbrella Jill.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots. The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
There's the piece of the...
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Someone's a dirty little liar. Someone's a dirty little liar. I asked in my stream, you doing all right? Because I saw the Facebook post. Oh yeah, that was back on Friday. I'm obviously fine. If I wasn't fine, I wouldn't be here right now. But thanks for your concern.
This kitchen
I used to want to be in law enforcement when I was younger. Oh, that's cool. My dad was in law enforcement, so I kind of had that for a little while. I still kind of do, but yeah, it's always been kind of an interest of mine, just because I had family in it. It's really cool. Once you have that like interest, it easily goes into like the games, like solve crimes and stuff. So I totally get it. The Phoenix Wright games were all right. They just a little outlandish, but I guess that's part of the shtick. wonder what this guy is trying to hide.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. His kitchen knife was used to cut the paper. So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened
Godot,
the
I think
window.
his name is. That's your favorite. Oh yeah, Godot, the coffee guy.
Of Kenneth Butler.
I like Francesca von Karma
Brian
with the whip.
Vercotten's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime
Glad
scene.
you're all right. Thank
He
you,
saw
Roxas.
the
I do
bodies
appreciate it.
clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
It's funny we're talking about Phoenix Wright because I literally just played like the trilogy that was on Game Pass, which I guess they're removing now here soon. But I literally just played them for the first time like a few months ago. So it's all kind of fresh in my head playing them for the first time. Imagination. Got up from bed. Placed the stick. Place the broken stick. Open the window and look down. Whoops, no. This one. There we go. Approach the body. Took something. Then cut it with the knife. And then threw it into the fire. Why would he do this? Why would he do all this? Two dudes killed each other, and then he walked down there and grabbed the stuff and then burned it. Why? I wonder what the reasoning is for this. I haven't played them haven't played them so long. Wish there was more hours in the day. Oh yeah, some of the cases can get a little drawn out on those games. How's the wrestling show going? Mr. Canton, I'm trying to get the first show up on Tuesday, but we'll see. Now that I have this weekend off and I don't have to go traveling for work, I'm going to try to dedicate this weekend to getting the final touches on it. And hopefully we can get something going on Tuesday. That's the plan anyway. Fable Serious, I dare you to pull off the glitch. I did. I got the best sword in the game early because it's hidden under the map. Oh. Well, I won't be doing Fable on the Xbox because there's an achievement that involves like the spyglass or whatever it's called, and it's unobtainable achievement now. So if anything, I'll be playing Fable on Fable on Steam probably. So, oh, I can fast forward this. Okay, go on, old man, hurry up. Yeah, you took the papers, you cut it up. You threw it in the fire.
No, it didn't happen this way.
Wait, what? Wait, what? What? I got it wrong? What? Huh. He didn't have a stick with him? Oh, he didn't. Did he not have a stick with him? Alright. Got out of bed. Placed the broken stick. Took something. Oh. Oh. Took something? Placed the broken stick. I selected took. Placed the broken stick. Okay, yeah, that was out of order. Okay. I didn't realize there was two different thingies there. So he headed to the kitchen. Okay, he opened. I found the tip in the road. Opened the window. Approached the body. took... Wait. Oh, is that all... Oh, that's all one thing. Okay. I was overcomplicating it. All right. Place. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, this one's out of order. So he didn't do that yet. He got out of bed. He didn't do that. No, I need to undo that. Deactivate that one. Yeah. He got out of bed. He went over here. He went down there. Right? Then he went down there. He didn't have a stick with... Or wait, did he have the stick with? Place the broken stick. So then he went over here, put it there. Then he went to the kitchen, cut it with the knife, and then he threw it into the fire. Went out there, saw what was going on. Grabbed the stuff, went back up, put the stick away, then cut the paper and threw it in the fire. There we go. Okay.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's
body.
The question is, what did he find?
Yeah, I'm curious. What did he find?
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
It's a book about Moby Dick. That's the second reference.
Well now, what a find. A precious jewel concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design. A distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
That's the second reference to Moby Dick in this game.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Wrong. You've got a limp.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
Mm-hmm.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
I think he killed them both. He did it. Guilty. Send him to the gallows. He killed him with his walking stick. They just look like bullet holes. They're just cane holes.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of
Objection.
young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Mm-hmm. Evidence room.
These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting. A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder. Two out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
2 shots fired. Although he must return this bracelet to its rightful owner right after the Elgin marbles. Elgin marbles are sculptures from England took from Greece and still have in a British museum. The Greeks are not happy about this. We can blame Lara Croft for that one, right? Egyptian stuff. We have too. It's all Miss Croft's fault. Blame Miss Croft. It's all Lara's fault. It always goes back to Lara. Okay. Double murder. Butler and Vercotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. Simultaneous shots, firing position, and contrast between 2 fire shots that were made from different points. Contrast between 2 fire shots is in fact 3 shots were made. Single shot fired, then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. Compelling evidence. Leighton Chapman. Time for an interrogation.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Good, good. My good man. Recent beating. Resisted arrest. Deep scar. Grew up on the street. Downtown fashion. Cushy job. Westgate prison tattoo.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
But the other guy had a prison tattoo too.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Of course I'm right. I'm always right. I'm Sherlock Holmes.
We were convicted for a robbery.
I always get
It
my
was in prison
man.
both of us joined one of these
Or
fraternities.
woman.
During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vicotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Yes, yes. We shall. All right. Figment of his own imagination created to vindicate himself. Imaginary man. Personal motive. Leighton Chapman could have had a personal motive. Compelling evidence. Firing position. That should unlock. Oh, yeah, there we go. Double murder. Deduction, there was a double murder. Leighton Chapman committed a double murder at Half Moon Street in Olden. Mutual enmity between Leighton and Brian Ricotti was the motive of this crime. Okay, so that's like the first option you can do, but not the option we want. The case continues. But that's like how quickly you can end it if you wanted to. Just charge him with double murder and call it good. Bing, bang, bong. How do you like this game? Hey, Kuro, how's it going? This is my first Sherlock Holmes game, and I have to say, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's been pretty fun. Let's see. I didn't really know how, like,
Here it is.
I didn't really know how, like, the game was going to play. Because if you look at trailers for this game on, like, Steam and whatever, it just shows you, like, weird screenshots. So when I first started playing this, I'm playing this on the Xbox, by the way, but, like, I didn't know if it was going to be, like, third person like this, if it was going to be first person, if it's literally a point and click and you just go from area to area, like a hidden object game. I had no idea how the game was going to run. And then when I found out, like, it is, like, kind of point and click, but in terms of, like, going from area to area, but you can move around and walk around, and it's very QTE heavy too, by the way. So, and some, oh, you're in the middle of an ad. Shit. I hate when that happens. All right. Gotta wait. Damn ads. Okay. 1885.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his
40
pawn shop
seconds.
should tell me more.
To the pawn shop. Wait, is this where the murder took place? Oh. Butler's pawn shop.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
The game alone is $30 at Steam, but with the soundtrack, it's like $10. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. What? It's more for just the game alone as compared to with this getting the soundtrack. It's $20 off. Anyways, welcome back from the ads. But yeah, it's been pretty fun. It's like a point and click game, but you get to move around, and it's very QTE heavy. So, and some of the QTEs are a little. You have to be prepared. Like I'm going for all the achievements, so there's like a few QTEs. I don't want to spoil it, but some QTEs like involve people's lives, and if you miss it, you don't get the achievement. But you can like quickly like press pause and like go to main menu. The checkpoints seem to be pretty forgiving, so.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor. The ram's heads. This necklace
I'm a really big fan of classic PC playing. Oh, well, there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think if that's the case, you might like this game then. And the cool thing about this game, unlike other games that are kind of like this, like the CSI games or like the Phoenix Wright games, is that you can actually charge anybody with the murder or the, you know, you can convict anybody. Even there's no right or wrong answer to this game. Like you can meet like 5 different characters and you can accuse all different 5 of them for like the situation. So that's kind of cool. I wasn't used to that, seeing something like that. It's very flexible in what you want to, how you want to solve the cases. Because Sherlock Holmes is never wrong. Burglary motive, personal motive. Could have been a personal motive. Motive for the crime that was committed. Nope. Robbery. Deduction that it was a robbery. Leighton Chapman committed the double murder. His motive was the theft of an ancient valuable treasure. Ring with the ram head and still remains lost. Okay, so this is the second, like, this is the second deduction I could do in this case. Out of however many I'd want to do. Okay, so we need to go back to here now. Craving a good mystery game. I think you'd like this one then. Yeah. It's also obviously it's also maybe in your best interest. The Halloween Steam sale's coming up at the end of next month probably. So it might be worth waiting till then too.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Copper. Select the gunman. Whoa. So I should be able to like check that for.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
I should be able to check that wall for ballistic evidence. Ballistic evidence.
This should be useful.
Ah.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
A third shot. Double murder. Both died of crossfire, with each of them holding a gun. Where the victim is a double murder carried out by one person. Double murder? Robbery. Disappearing man. This jacketed man that seems reasonable as the 3 shots at the crime scene proved presence of a second gun that is now missing. Had a lot of the elements from the murder sole suspect.
I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure.
Might scoop it up on PS4 and 5 too.
I would like to make
because this seems like something to chill play on the couch.
Half
Oh
Moon
yeah,
Street
Kuro. Yeah,
a man could
this is
hide
definitely like
while
a
you were
just
running
chill out with a
with your
blanket
lamp.
and just kind of like
All right, Mr.
chillax
Holmes, what should
and
I
just.
Take your lamp and start walking.
It's almost like watching a movie, kind of. I
and try
guess.
to find me.
Understood.
Ooh. Dang, he's... I just realized this is like what it looks like when it's in reverse roles of you playing like Dishonored or Assassin's Creed or Splinter Cell. I'm the guard, and that's Sam Fisher up there. This is what it looks like. I can't see him. I can't see him. Oh, there he is.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Oh.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Hide and seek with Sherlock Holmes. Where could he be? Where could he be? Oh, I easily saw you.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Corners in sight. Up the walls. No way forward or back for escape. Only up. Up the walls. I get it. I understand now. It was... The killer was Spider-Man. It all makes sense now. Spider-Man killed them. He climbed up the side of the wall, and that's why no one could see him.
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall. This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
I'm actually really curious to see how this case, what the punchline on this is.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got it from a... It could be a rat. You probably may not want to know where he got that from. Spooky Sushi! What's up? Hello! How's it going?
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into
Solving
thin
mysteries,
air at a
yes.
specific moment.
We're on the last one.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
We're Sherlocking it up.
I'm going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash.
And then right after this, I'll be
Watson,
checking out that
you will
Dead
be there.
Rising
When I fire
remake.
the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then.
I like that emote. That's funny. Oh man. Whoa, whoa. Climb the wall.
The streetlights fall directly on this wall. Not an ideal spot to escape the crime scene. It is also directly in front of Polly Powell. The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
That's right. There was a mirror at the end of the street, wasn't there? It was facing towards the alleyway. That's got to have something to do with it. Yeah. Oh, QTEs. Here we go. More QTEs, everyone. This game is very QTE heavy.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
Nope. Wait, does this mean Sherlock Holmes was the...
Try climbing faster.
What? Wait, I got a QTE even faster than that? What the hell? I can't go any faster than that.
I can barely see anything.
Let's right trigger A, left trigger A, right trigger A.
Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, some of the QTEs in this game are a little weird.
Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen. I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Oh, good. I didn't have to QTE my way down. That's wonderful.
These shards of glass are from the window above. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket. It's empty. A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope. We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Plop.
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Oh, here it comes.
I don't see anything.
Pluck.
Ouch! Holmes.
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair. Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. The horse hair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse. A hair from a large and exotic animal.
An elephant? Circus acrobat. 30-foot high wall in a matter of seconds. Hair from a large exotic animal is found on his jacket. Compelling. Leighton Chapman was proven to be true. Leighton's innocence. Crossfire. Is it actually going to be a crossfire? Simultaneous shots. Vanishing act. Escaped the crime scene by climbing the wall. He's a skillful acrobat. Criminal took the gun from one of the dead bodies. We're going after a circus acrobat? Okay, now I'm getting Phoenix Wright vibes. There was a case where you have to go to the circus in Phoenix Wright.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing, not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal, a very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
7.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show. Duval Brothers, a well-known traveling circus that is currently stopped in London. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
To the circus, I guess.
Aye, you! Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah, you don't look like the type of, artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? Nah, I don't think so. Clear off.
Circus guard. Time to put a disguise on, I guess. That didn't go over so well. We gotta look a little bit more criminally. This is the first time I've had to do this. Heh. Could put on a beard and everything. That's funny. Oh, we definitely look like a...
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Oh, thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
Well, if I fooled Watson, I'll definitely be able to fool this dude, this meathead.
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
So,
everything is here, just as you asked. And what about the money?
Some of the barrels are wet.
Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped.
Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies.
I want to be paid first.
No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said.
Right?
I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout.
Of course not. I'm a professional.
Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside. There is a spot on this barrel that was intentionally painted out. The crest of the Honourable Artillery Company. Could it be gunpowder? I need to be sure. Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can confirm that it is, in fact, gunpowder. The barrels are roughly clustered. It seems as though they were brought here in a hurry. This printing press is old, but still quite capable of printing hundreds of pages per day. That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin Hood hat. Interesting. From lambs into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. This poster was clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people. There are enough posters to paste across half of London's walls. Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on a table over there. Open that.
Hey. Not too many achievements left. Damn, after this case, I'm gonna pop like 6 achievements all at the same time. You can just skip the puzzles too. Antique ring, revolver, charged folios, or mysterious jacketed man who nimbly escaped. Okay.
Ah, well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died 7 days ago in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, ain't it?
Gosh!
Ain't it?
Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on a corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
They're breaking into this person's house to steal. They're a bunch of thieves, I guess. They're working for the circus, but they're a bunch of thieves, I guess.
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are the Hellenistic treasures.
Well, this certainly isn't midnight. I guess I'm here early.
This lock is quite old. It shouldn't be much of a challenge.
More lockpicking. Oh my gosh. I totally just sit here and solve these, but
Find where the safe is hidden.
you finally found the name of the game you're looking for. Paradise Killer is a game where you are the investigator of a murder of a god. There's several phases of the investigation. You have to turn your evidence over to the judge for the conclusion. I watched a quite interesting playthrough. It's from 2020. Paradise Killer? I'll have to remember that. Is it on Steam or is it a console game?
This cupboard is an absolute mess. Several books have fallen from the shelves. It seems as though this cupboard can be moved. I'll give it a try. So, that's the lock I must open tonight. Let me see.
Oh, he is here, like, super early. Oh, man. This case loves lockpicking. Oh, that one was pretty easy. I felt bad skipping all of them, so I actually did that one legit.
What a surprise. Another lock. And I won't be able to pick it. I recall that precious key around
Steam and
Fergus's
Xbox?
neck. It
Oh,
might
okay.
prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out. Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door.
Oh man, from what I'm reading, what I have to do, this is going to be pretty cool.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. A solid rope. I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. It looks as though it was poorly attached. I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the lock with this formidable hammer, but they were unsuccessful.
Oh, is this...
I wonder what this old...
Wait, did I not grab the rope? Oh, I didn't.
A solid...
Wait, what?
A solid...
Huh? Take the rope? Is there a different rope?
This door leads to a kitchen, which holds the shortest route to the back door.
Item required.
This should be useful.
A chair? I'm taking a chair. Do I need... Can I get the rope now?
A solid rope.
They won't let me grab the rope. Hmm.
The door is now blocked.
Okay. I wonder if there's different ways you can do this.
The door is now blocked.
You're basically booby trapping the house to catch the thieves. This is kind of cool, actually.
The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police. This works very well. No one will escape through this window now. There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out.
Ah. Are we gonna do the old Oh! God, I thought I was gonna fall in there for a second. Okay, he walked over. He's got an animation for it. Okay, good.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
I'm surprised it still hasn't let me... Oh, now I can
This should be useful.
Now I can take the rope. Okay, weird. Okay, so I think I put the rope on the chain. Yeah.
Now, if anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall.
Oh, Sherlock. Oh, this is gonna be funny to watch.
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape. This should be useful.
Oh.
Step on these beads, and our thief will go
Ha ha
flying.
ha. Oh,
I should
man.
walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Oh. Okay, I guess there's no other reason for me to go up there then. We're totally like home aloneing this house right now. I like it. This is cool. There should be a game where you like do that. I gotta figure out what I need to do on this. Like cover it with a carpet. And then what do I do with this door?
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
Ah, there it is. Holmes alone. Yeah.
This should be useful.
Holmes alone. Cover the hole with a carpet.
Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Okay. Is this all of them? Is this everything? Or... I don't think there's any other... Yeah, I think that's all of them. There he goes. Whoop. You just got...
Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly. If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down.
Nice.
Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Haunted house. That's the name of the achievement. Nice. That's pretty cool. I hope you get to see a cutscene of them all falling for it. Oh man, we're actually at the very end of the game here. Oh, look at all these.
Police! Police!
Look at all these jabronis. Oh, they're all falling. Beads for him. Trap for him. Chandelier for him.
Stop where you are! Where are they?
Excellent.
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
Oh, you sounded just like a real Bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show.
There should have been more cases like this. This was actually pretty... I liked this.
Scum! And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon
That was
Street.
pretty fun, actually.
How'd you know about that?
Like setting up all the traps.
Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men?
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers.
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
So yes, are you sad because this game's over? Or have you enjoyed it?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
Dear brother. It's not over yet, Snake.
What? Don't move, you flim-flammer.
Flim-flammer?
What a beautiful collection of art. It was thought lost.
Flim-flammer. Hidden knots. Which means Foley's Vengeance. Ah, that was the achievement I was worried about. All possible conclusions in the game. Nice. Okay. Charles Foley organized the theft of the Hellenistic treasures, which was related to a double murder at Half Moon Street. Leighton Chapman was a witness to the crime. Condemn Foley. Organized and executed a wicked plan of revenge with the added theft of ancient and valuable treasures. He deserves the rope. Not directly guilty of murder. His sentence will be shortened. Condemn Foley. This says I need to condemn him. Yeah, my playthrough of Sherlock was an asshole. I decided to kill everybody.
Charles Foley.
We're about to
You
unlock
committed
like
the
5
crime of
achievements all at the same time.
Murder and of theft. You will be severely punished.
We're about to
for
unlock
your
5 achievements at the same time.
You are pitiful. You Scotland Yard dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
Oh, is he gonna blow up the circus? With the gunpowder.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs. Honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street. And all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will
He sounds like a
understand that they are
Batman
free,
villain.
and that they don't belong
This
to
plan
anyone.
sounds like a Batman villain.
They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice then?
What the fuck
Kids
was
go to
I
prison
doing
for a
again?
loaf of
Oh
dry
yeah,
bread.
fucking shit up.
And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their people, sending them to their deaths?
What
in
would Dick
mines
Marchenko
or
do in this
overseas to
moment?
fight for land? Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
Send me the bill, cocksuckers.
Oh, shit.
When people fight the Order, they are too blind to see the consequences that throw society into chaos. I shall stop your actions, but not you. Run. Now!
Quick, jump on it. I don't know if you can actually like throw it into the bucket instead. The way this game has so many splits, you probably can. I just went with that option because I want to make sure I get the achievements.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of, pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men.
And the Empire needs order and discipline. It has no room for chaos.
People who commit crimes, or at the very least intend them, deserve punishment, Sherlock. Without justice, there can be no civilization.
But we serve the truth, not justice.
Your truth, Doctor, that may prove immoral.
Crime and Punishment is over 500 pages.
Terrorize London, destabilizing the whole empire.
Maybe it was very tiny print.
Only the powers whom you serve, Mycroft. Not I, not Watson, not Mrs. Hudson, not Wiggins.
Sherlock, the merry men are to be stopped.
Not by me. You created the merry men. Stop them yourself. Only make sure that you don't create 10 more merry men by arresting the one.
Good night, Dr. Watson.
Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
All right, prepare for about 5 achievements. If I did everything correctly, anyway. Hopefully I did. Oh, nice. It's like a recap of all seven cases or whatever in the credits. Cool. Which is normally about 12 volumes. It comes with the magnifying glass, like the 3-volume OED. Perfectionist. Collect all possible in-game achievements. Nice. We did it. Their crimes, your punishments. Complete the game. We did it! My first ever Sherlock Holmes game ever. We got all the achievements. cool. That's pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I gotta find out what the next Sherlock Holmes game is after this one. Because I do like playing the games in order. And whether or not it's on Game Pass or not. No Sherlock games are on Game Pass. Aw. Well. That's a shame. I'm pretty sure I have them all on Steam. There's like 1,000 Nancy Drew games. Yeah, we did it. Woo-woo.